You are listening to Terrifying True Stories. In 1922, Los Angeles police discovered a wealthy factory owner shot dead in his mansion. His wife locked in an upstairs closet, but the real killer was hiding just a few feet away in the same secret hiding place where he had lived completely undetected for the past 9 years. What began as a simple repair job had spiraled into one of the most twisted true crime cases in American history. Tonight's episode is called The Man in the Attic.
The story actually began 9 years earlier in Milwaukee, where Fred Osterich owned a successful apron manufacturing business. In 1913, 33-year-old Dolly was a vivacious, attractive woman trapped in a loveless marriage to the hard-drinking workaholic Fred. When their sewing machine broke, Fred sent one of his young employees, 17-year-old Otto Sandhuber, to their home to repair it. Otto was a shy, bookish teenager with dreams of becoming a writer. When Dolly answered the door that day wearing only a silk bathrobe and stockings, both their lives changed forever. The repair job turned into something much more intimate, and soon Dolly and Otto were conducting a passionate affair. Initially they met in hotels, but the conservative Midwest of 1913 made their relationship dangerous. Nosy neighbors began asking questions about the young man frequently visiting the Osterich home. Dolly told them Otto was her vagabond half-brother, but the scrutiny was becoming unbearable. That's when Dolly proposed the unthinkable. Otto should move into their attic and live there in secret. Otto quit his job and effectively vanished from the world. For the next 5 years in Milwaukee, he lived like a ghost in the Osterich attic. Each morning, after Fred left for work, Otto would emerge from his hiding place. He and Dolly would complete household chores together, then spend hours in passionate embrace in the marital bed. Before Fred returned each evening, Otto would disappear back into the attic, where he spent his nights reading, writing pulp fiction stories, and dreaming of a normal life with Dolly. Fred began to notice strange things. Food disappeared from the icebox. He heard mysterious footsteps and creaking sounds from above. His cigars went missing. Sometimes he glimpsed shadows moving in his peripheral vision. When he mentioned these occurrences to Dolly, she convinced him he was imagining things, that stress and alcohol were making him paranoid. For 5 years, Fred lived in his own home, completely unaware that another man was living directly above his head. In 1918, Fred decided to expand his business to California. Dolly agreed to the move on one condition. Their new home had to have an attic. She sent Otto ahead to Los Angeles to get settled before she and Fred arrived. Their new Los Angeles mansion was perfect for Dolly's needs. A spacious attic, accessible through a trapdoor in the bedroom closet. Otto resumed his hidden existence, but the strain was beginning to show on everyone. Fred's drinking increased, and he became violent during arguments with Dolly. Meanwhile, Otto, now 22 years old and having spent his entire young adulthood in hiding, was becoming psychologically dependent on Dolly, later describing himself as her sex slave. Otto spent his isolated hours writing science fiction stories, some of which Dolly mailed to publishers under false names. He even managed to get a few published, earning small amounts of money. But he was trapped in an increasingly surreal existence, emerging only when Fred was gone, cleaning the house, making love to Dolly, and disappearing back into his cramped, secret world. Fred's paranoia reached new heights in California. The mysterious sounds and noises followed them from Milwaukee. His possessions continued to vanish. He started questioning his own sanity, never suspecting the truth that would have seemed too insane to believe. On the evening of August 22nd, 1922, Fred and Dolly returned home from dinner with friends. As they entered the house, a violent argument erupted between the couple, possibly because Fred had discovered some evidence of Dolly's deception. Or perhaps it was just another alcohol-fueled fight. From his hiding place in the attic, Otto could hear the shouting growing more intense. When he heard what sounded like physical violence, he made a decision that would end his secret life forever. He grabbed two .25 caliber pistols that Dolly had hidden in the bedroom and crept downstairs. What happened next was disputed in later court testimony, but the outcome was clear. In the ensuing struggle, Otto shot Fred Osterich 3 times, killing him instantly. Panicking, Otto and Dolly quickly staged the scene to look like a botched robbery. Otto locked Dolly in the upstairs closet, throwing the key aside to make it look like the robbers had done it. Then returned to his attic with Fred's diamond watch and the murder weapons. When police arrived, they found exactly what the couple wanted them to find: a grieving widow, victim of a random crime. For months, it seemed like the perfect murder. Otto continued living in Dolly's attic, and she began dating other men, including her lawyer, Herman Shapiro. Everything might have remained secret forever, but Dolly made a crucial mistake. She gave Fred's distinctive diamond watch to Shapiro as a gift. When Shapiro recognized the watch from police descriptions, Dolly claimed she'd found it hidden in the house and hadn't thought to mention it to authorities. Shapiro became suspicious and eventually moved in with Dolly, meaning she now had both a lover in her attic and a lover in her bed, neither aware of the other. But relationships were complicated for Dolly. She began seeing a third man, businessman Roy Plum, and when the relationship soured, Plum went to police with information about guns Dolly had asked him to dispose of. In July 1923, nearly a year after the murder, police arrested Dolly for her husband's death. While she was in custody, she made a request that seemed innocent enough. She asked Shapiro to bring groceries to her house for someone who was staying there. When Shapiro arrived at the empty house and tapped on the attic door as Dolly had instructed, he was shocked when a pale, thin man appeared. Otto Sandhuber introduced himself and calmly explained that he had been Dolly's lover for 10 years and had been living in the attic. He also confessed to shooting Fred Osterich. The revelation sent shockwaves through Los Angeles and the nation. Newspapers called it the Batman case, and Otto became known as the Garrett Ghost. The public was simultaneously horrified and fascinated by the story of a man who had voluntarily imprisoned himself for love. During the investigation and trial, even more shocking details emerged. Otto had lived in 4 different attics over the years as the Osteriches moved to larger homes. He had been present, hidden above during dinner parties, family gatherings, and intimate moments between the married couple. For nearly a decade, Fred Osterich had lived his entire life under the watchful eyes of his wife's secret lover, never knowing he was being observed. The case became a media sensation. Otto's story was so bizarre that many people initially thought it was fabricated. But physical evidence, Otto's detailed knowledge of the household, and his obvious psychological dependence on Dolly proved the incredible truth. Otto was eventually convicted of manslaughter, but in a final twist, he was released because the statute of limitations had expired during the lengthy legal proceedings. Dolly's trial ended in a hung jury, and charges against her were eventually dropped. The case that seemed like a simple robbery gone wrong had revealed one of the most twisted and psychologically complex crimes in American history. Otto Sandhuber, who had entered the attic as a teenager and emerged as a man, disappeared into obscurity. He changed his name and tried to build a normal life, but the psychological damage from his years in hiding reportedly haunted him forever. Dolly Ostrich remained in Los Angeles, unrepentant and unapologetic. She lived freely until her death in 1961, having gotten away with one of the most elaborate deceptions in criminal history. The case inspired books, movies, and countless retellings, but the truth remained more shocking than any fiction. For 10 years, a man had lived like a ghost in plain sight, watching, waiting, and ultimately committing murder for a love that had transformed from passion into obsession. The Ostrich Mansion in Silver Lake still stands today, but locals say the attic remains empty. Some claim that on quiet nights, you can still hear footsteps moving carefully overhead. The ghost of the man who loved too much and hid too long, forever trapped between the floorboards and the truth. This story is based on documented court records, police reports, and newspaper accounts from the 1922 to 1930 trials. The case remains one of the most extensively documented examples of long-term frogging, secretly living in someone else's home in criminal history.
Next time on Terrifying True Stories, an 11-year-old girl discovers that even the most sacred homes can't keep out what shouldn't be there. When something started watching her from the shadows, it was only the beginning of a nightmare built on forgotten graves. You are listening to Terrifying True Stories. I'm your host, Ryan Azevedo. I'll see you on the other side.